Hello friends. So here we are at this poopy bed and breakfast. This is called the Tilly Pierce House and Inn. It is a full bed and breakfast. I'm excited. It's creepy. It's weird. The town is beautiful. I'll show you the room here in just a moment, but check out all of these old historic looking buildings. Everything around in this area is the same way. So here's the room. It's very basic, but amazing, especially compared to the hotel room that I was just in, which was amazing, you know, not bad by any means of the word, just very plain, you know, whereas this is, it's a lot cooler. So this is called the Thorne Room. It says here, Elizabeth Thorne and her husband Peter were the first caretakers of Evergreen Cemetery. Peter was serving with the 138th Pennsylvania, which was at Harper Ferry in Washington, D.C. during the Gettysburg campaign. Living with her at the cemetery's gatehouse were her parents, age 63, and her three sons, ages 7, 5, and 2. She was 30 years old and 6 months pregnant at the time of the battle. By her account, she served supper to 3 Union Corps commanders, Howard Oliver, Otis Howard, Henry Slocum, and Daniel Sickles. The battle was horrific as artillery was all around them as they hid in the basement of the gatehouse. After a few hours, General Howard commanded them to take nothing but the children and go. They spent the next several days away from the Evergreen, and upon their return, all Elizabeth could say was, "Oh my." The gatehouse had suffered damage from artillery shells and the thousands of men and horses who trampled through it during the fighting. Nothing was left. Not the glass in the windows, not the bedcloth, or the chest with the good German linen that she had hid in the basement. The only thing left were the 3 feather beds full of blood and mud. Once she got the water pump working, she enlisted the aid of 3 neighboring women, and they washed the 3 feather beds for 4 days before they got them clean. But her work was only beginning as attorney David McConney ordered Elizabeth to bury the bodies of dead men that littered the cemetery. He picked the rockiest soil in the cemetery, a plot that faced East Cemetery and Culp's Hill, for them to be buried. So she dug in the rocky ground graves assisted by aging parents. Men from the town offered to help due to the foul smell. They became ill and had to leave. Elizabeth, mother of 3 and 6 months pregnant, buried 105 soldiers in the July heat. 3 months later, Elizabeth gave birth to a little girl named Rosie Mead. The baby was never healthy, and Elizabeth believed that the toll of the heat, the stench, and the incredible work she endured during her pregnancy attributed to her baby's health. Rose Mead died at the age of 14. Peter and Elizabeth Masser Thorne both died in 1907 and are buried at Evergreen Cemetery. Their adjoining graves are approximately 200 yards from the gatehouse. Crazy. So, with that said, friends, I actually have quite a little surprise. So, I had a Uber driver on the way to Gettysburg give me this. And it is a golden Hershey bar, which is supposedly only obtainable from Hershey, Pennsylvania. She says it was like a special thing that they started to do just because that's where it originates. Well, I suppose I don't need to, but I wanted to try it with you guys. And Linda, if you watch this, I really appreciate all the information. Thank you so much for the kind gift. And here, well, let's try it. This is definitely better than a normal Hershey's almond. I approve. Let's go explore. Alright friends, so it's been about an hour since I made the introduction to the room. I was sitting here trying to clear off space on my phone for footage. And now we're ready to go. So let's go explore a little bit. These houses and all of these little things are just so nice, man. Boy, the looks that you get with a camera in front of your face is super funny. Especially around here, I don't think... There's tourists here, obviously, but... I don't think this is a typical thing for the average people around here. It's someone carrying a camera around in their face. I'm probably going to get quite a few funny looks here and there. I was also told that the town is pretty conservative, so it's a museum.
Hello.
Hi there, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Just walking through town, I saw the sign, it looked interesting.
Oh, it's super interesting.
if YouTube will like that. Whoa. Trophy school. Wow. Crazy. It's an actual school. Wow. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right, well, that was historic. There's a lot going on in there, and it definitely was not all Civil War. But I think war relics and stuff like that are cool nonetheless, regardless of the implication or meaning of it. So, yeah, that was pretty interesting. I'm going to cross over to that side because it seems to be less people walking on that side. And I don't really feel great shoving this camera in people's face. I know it's kind of just part of it, but I just, I'm not trying to be a weirdo. This town is beautiful. I think I can probably get across here. We're just gonna jog on through traffic. It's like a courthouse of sorts, probably. Old Abe Lincoln, Gettysburg Address. What's a library? I definitely assumed this was a courthouse. Beautiful library. Alright friends, I'm sure there's plenty more to see in the town here, but my time is wasting and I don't want to miss too much, so we are going to head out to the battlefield and the cemetery and stuff like that. I thought about taking one of these guys, but I don't know, it's like 25 bucks and I don't really think it's worth, I don't know if it's really worth that. So I think we're gonna go ahead and grab the scooter and zoom on out of town. I won't be able to grab too much footage while I'm on the scooter here, but I don't believe it'll take us too long to get out to where we need to be. So I'll see you soon here, friends. Again, here's the hotel that I'm at. Little bed and breakfast. Scooter's back there. I know you can't even see it, but it's tied to that pole right there with my lock. And we are going to walk through a little bit of this. I don't know if there's trails through here, so I didn't want to assume and just start zooming through on the scooter, but we're gonna come walk to this part, kind of look down over the top of the hill here, see what we've got down here, and then go from there. 27th Pennsylvania Infantry, 1st Brigade, 2nd Division, 11th Corps. It's kind of a trail, not really, at least not right here. We'll see if there's a paved one somewhere. These statues are wildly, like, spectacular is not the right word, but grand, very grand and fancy. Major General Oliver Otis Howard. Boy, to be standing here, man. It's crazy. He lived through the war and died in 1909. That one's kind of hard to read. I can't read it, I'm sorry, friends. How are you? Beautiful to be out here. Wow. So I'm literally standing on a mound for the castle, or the castle of Cannon, mind you. This is what they saw. This exact thing is what they saw. That's crazy. over the Ricketts Battery. So the gatehouse at the cemetery, the person that I'm staying in their room, her husband was the one that ran. Her and her husband, I believe, this madam right here, ran that gatehouse, if I read correctly. And they are buried right behind it, if I also was paying attention. Winfield Scott Hancock. It's insane to look down this and like just to think that this is what they were fighting on. These exact grounds are where the battle was at. It's crazy to me. Oh, there are roads. I'm pretty sure that road goes right through the park, dude. So I think what we're gonna do is grab the scooter. We're gonna go down there and turn in, go that way, or I can just push it across the field. But I don't think that's the move. Cemetery archway is shown behind the guns. Literally right there. So crazy. They were literally fighting on this hill right here. Like down in all of this. And I mean this in the most respectful way, but can you imagine what you'd find walking through here with a metal detector? I'm sure people have and do, even though I don't assume that's probably allowed. It's crazy what you would find, all the little, like metals and trinkets and bullets and shells and gun parts, and sword, everything, man. It's crazy. I will be trying to stop at the museum today, or potentially tomorrow morning, because there is an actual museum here somewhere too. I'm going to try to stop there for that, but it's all going to really depend on how much time it takes to get through all this stuff in the field today and how I feel afterwards. It's a lot of walking, so I don't presume I'm going to want to do a lot after, but we'll see. So here, friends, is the famous Gettysburg Address site. It's going to be a little shaky. I don't have my gimbal out. I just don't want to be disrespectful. I don't know if you're supposed to go up here, so I mean, I think so. The grass looks pretty trodden on. But here would be the spot, I believe, either here or over there, but regardless of right here somewhere is where Lincoln stood and gave the Gettysburg Address. Huh. This is about 300 yards from this spot along the Honor Cemetery Drive. So it's now marked as Soldiers National Monument.
Okay, here we go. Beautiful. Okay, she went that way.
Think about history is insane. America's is very short in the long span of things, but it's very, very interesting.
Okay, right there. Come on, baby. Go, baby.
Maybe we'll come back here. I really wanted to read that plaque, but I'm not gonna intrude on the pictures. Hall's Battery, the second of Maine. I think it's gonna start getting busier. Unfortunately, I don't think we're gonna get a chance to go over to that again. There's a big group of people coming in. I would assume it's probably just the Gettysburg Address that's engraved on there, but who knows? Trying to keep my scooter so it's not making a ton of noise, but it's kind of hard not to. There's a car coming. Let me scoot out of the way for him. Because now we're jogging. Oh, they're leaking oil. Or somebody is. Looked like it. It was very dark. It sure wasn't water. This will lead back to where we were, and it also leads back into town. Because I'm a dum-dum and I didn't look up the route that I was walking. There's some cool little mounds and stuff over there too. I would assume that's probably why this area is closed off, is it's either private property or has some stuff in there still that they were digging out, or just leaving there. It might just be a closed part of the battlefield that's preserved. I could look on my phone and stop making assumptions, but my hands are a little full at the moment. Yeah, I'm thinking when we go through town, I'm gonna grab some food. Because it's only like a block off one of the main streets, so I'm gonna grab some food while we're there and get a bottle of water somewhere that I can carry with me, because it's stupid of me not to bring one, or even my backpack. Probably should have just emptied my backpack out. But it is what it is. Here in a moment, once this truck is gone. Bad wrist. So, first of all, huge thanks to the Tilly House Inn for getting my room early. Check-in isn't until 3, but they had it ready at like 11, so huge shout out, dude. That's that little place I'm staying, so. There's lots of other shout outs I need to make, man. First of all, huge thank you to my grandma, my grandpa. I'm already tired, yo. This isn't good. Shout out to Nancy, my mom, Dayton and Olivia, Amy. I appreciate all of you. I wouldn't be here right now if it wasn't for you guys, for a multitude of reasons. I ran out of money like 2 different times. just from lack of, I was gonna say lack of research, but it really wasn't even that. It was just kind of tight pinches and having to get food when I needed to, and a couple times where I wasn't able to get cheap food or just things like that. So I really appreciate everyone that has chipped in and helped. There wasn't as many as I thought, but there was enough to keep me going and enough to keep me here. So thank you guys for helping do that. We're gonna pull over right here and let this car go through. So, with that said, let me show you some of Gettysburg. Crazy how you go from the battlefield and it's just straight into the middle school right here. I think if I read correctly, that was a middle school. If so, it's freaking huge, man. Sure do got some nice facilities for a middle school, but I suppose it's probably like the regional one for all of the little places around here. The houses are immaculate. It's so beautiful. So, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't find any food yet. There was a place, but I have a feeling it's ungodly expensive just from the look of it. We'll confirm that here in a second. I'll look it up while we're just chilling here. However, in the meantime, I want to give a shout out to Rita's. The guy that worked there, super cool. Told me that I should go walk around the countryside rather than here in town. Because there's a lot of like little hidden like battlefield stuff, I guess, still like out on private property where people have like trails that you can walk on. But I don't know, I don't think I'm actually gonna end up finding that, unfortunately, but that's good. Frozen blend, frozen bread, coffee with a splash of espresso. Strawberry cheesecake, ice, Italian ice. Wow. I'm gonna be honest. If you watch this, Kinders, the one that we had is a little better. The texture was better on the one that we had. This is good. Don't get me wrong. The flavor of this is immaculate, but texture of the one that we had was much smoother. This one's pretty gritty and icy, I guess. You know, it's like more of like chunky ice than it is smooth. Still delicious though. Wow, is it good? Gettysburg is beautiful so far, dude. Everything's super old, literally old. I mean, just everything looks old here. The architecture is beautiful. It's a fun place. I think next I'm gonna go find some food real quick, like just a little snack. I'm not gonna spend a ton on food because there's a cheap spot next to the hotel to get some food that I think I want to try. But definitely want a snack for walking around. It's only 2 o'clock. I'm not eating dinner until like 9 or 10, so definitely want to grab something. It's wonderful. It's absolutely.
You got a sweet tooth.
Oh no, that's for. I'll carry that around. This is just for now.
Oh, okay. I was about to say.
I was already out wandering around, so I had to cool off a little bit. But
Quit hitting people.
yeah.
You're a risk. Quit hitting people. Or you gotta use the other hand.
Yes.
I said, "People said, you got a girlfriend?" I said, right here. I said, I'll be working until, okay, split.
What are the names? Lefty Lucy.
Yeah, I got lefty Lucy, yes. But they said, you want a girl? I said, not no more, though. I've been down there. There's too much headache. It's always, honey. I'll be damn. I hate sharing.
That's part of it, man.
Yes. Pussy's good, but that pussy makes you money.
That was part of the trade. That's the trade-off.
Trade-off. They took the hair, too.
Brain freeze.